The first caller is from a fan. This was from an open line from a fan. He used to get a lot of those of people who would, be like, hey, this is why I like you. Can you talk about this and everything? So the first one is one of those fans. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we will definitely see if we relate to this fan or if we live up to this fan.
Oh, let's go to our special line. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hi. All right.
Oh, wonderful.
You're obviously calling for one of four reasons.
What are my reasons?
Well,
I might have had an ulterior motive here.
Really?
Yes, I did.
You mean like sneaking in on a line that you weren't supposed to call?
No, I couldn't remember what numbers I was supposed to call, so I pushed the redial from last night before last. And it rang, so I said, hot diggity. I hope I got the right line.
Now, Beard, that's probably something you would say, right? Hot diggity. I think that's what you would say, right?
I was about to say that's probably something more Roman would say, but he would have to say it in Latin. He's been around for so long. So,
guys, I love the fact.
Well, I mean, I
love the fact that in 48 hours, this fella hadn't called anybody else.
I can test you if you would like.
Okay.
You may qualify under one of these possibilities.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the weird addiction line. Do you have a weird addiction?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got that for sure, and it's about you. I'm addicted to your soothing voice every night, and also hearing the temperature of the rest of the country out there as they call in and talk to you. Art, I wanted to take you back about 4 Lundstroms, back in the day where we did a lot of faxing back and forth to you.
I remember that.
Oh, Lord.
Does anybody know what faxing is? Has anybody used a fax machine?
Oh, yeah.
I have to explain what a fax machine is.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
I just wonder what kind of pictures he's sending through fax. Back in the day.
We had you bouncing around the Radio Shack one night, a handful of us out here in Radio Land. And it was when we were first talking about remote viewing and stuff like that. And you were adamant to the fact that you just were not too sure about it. It just, and then one caller called in and said that he had remote viewed you there in your little radio.
I remember this, and I found something that I had lost, and I'll be damned.
No.
Yes. Well, that was one.
Okay, it may have been. But the one that I was involved with is I sent you a fax real quick because I could never get on my telephone line. I could never call you.
Right.
And so I sent a fax as, okay, you pick an object, set it on the desk or on the shelf in front of you, and let us fax in pictures. We'll draw them up by hand of what that is. Mm-hmm. And you looked around, and then you found what was a picture of you inside a special, I forget the frilly type frame, like a metal frame that's all.
That's right.
You remember that one?
I do.
And so I drew it up real quick, and I sent it to you. And the only thing I messed up is I was sure Ramona was in front of you at a lower level.
Yes.
And I included her. And then 4 other people sent in the same thing.
That's right.
They didn't
I remember.
Frames.
I remember.
And you were bouncing all over the room. It was so good. I was just thrilled. The wife was she was bouncing in the bedroom with me.
And there was one just as big as that, sir. I had lost something. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't a tool, and somebody said, open your closet, look in your toolbox, and I'll be damned if it wasn't there. I forget what the item was now, but it may have been my keys or something that I had lost, and it was there. So blew me away. That still doesn't mean that, I'm gulping the Kool-Aid, but it does look like there's something to it.
Well, I've done this since I was a kid. And one of my favorite things is you take a few bounces down the road and all of a sudden you're elevated and you're flying. And that is just wonderful dreaming. Fly anywhere you want to go. And so when I started listening to you, I would just be so into listening to what's going on. I would find myself standing outside the window of that Radio Shack looking at your house.
Oh.
And then one time I got in over in the corner. I think you got a monitor mounted up there now or something.
Kind of creepy.
Looking down at you. And it was just so cool. And so one time I went over to a 2-day thing in Las Vegas where Ed Dames was teaching this stuff.
Yes.
I thought I'm going to get really good at this. I didn't like the way he taught it, so I left after the first day. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to take and come home because I live over by Sacramento. I'll come back through Death Valley and I'll detour through Pahrump and see if I can't drive straight to where you live. By golly, I did. And I got to see your big antennas and all that stuff.
Yes, yes.
And,
Those big antennas, all right.
Those antennas. You said you had about 440 or something like that volts on them.
Almost 400 volts. Yes.
Well, is there any appreciable amperage there?
Not a lot, but there's enough. It could be. I've got to go, sir.
I've got to go get a restraining order right now.
Well, there you go. That superfan called in and apparently stalked him.
Can you imagine?
I'm gonna figure that out first.
Can you imagine going before the judge and saying, "Judge, I want to put in a restraining order against this gentleman." Well, what's he doing exactly? He's astral projecting into my bedroom.
The fact that he said that
checking out his antennas.
Yeah, his big antennas. Like I literally was thinking, this dude is.
Excuse your big stud.
That's me, honey.
Take me to bed or lose me forever.
Show me the way home, honey.